In the 19th and early 20th centuries, ducks and geese were popular livestock, occupying more than half of all farms across Russia. Although chicken eggs and meat dominate the market in most parts of the world, in Russia, those from geese and ducks have carved out a significant niche in Moscow and southern Russia, thanks to their higher nutritional value. The journey of a duck or goose egg begins with selective breeding. High-quality parent stock is chosen to ensure healthy and productive offspring. Popular breeds for egg production include the khaki Campbell duck, renowned for its proliferancy of up to 300 eggs per year, and the Chinese goose, known for its ability to lay 50 to 60 eggs per year. Russian farmers often use specialized hatcheries to ensure optimal conditions for hatching eggs. About 20 million hatching eggs are produced per year here in this large facility. The fertilized eggs are placed in incubators, where the temperature and humidity are carefully controlled. Farmers use a process called candling, shining a bright light through each egg to check the development of the embryo. Only the viable eggs are then kept, usually around 90%, and those that are not viable are discarded. For duck eggs, the incubation period is about 28 days, while for goose eggs, it is around 32 days. Once the eggs hatch, the young birds, known as ducklings and goslings, are vaccinated and moved to brooding facilities. Here, they are kept at a warm environment of around 30 to 32 degrees Celsius, and then gradually lowered as the birds grow. High-protein starter feeds are provided to ensure rapid growth. Farmers get these 4-year-old ducklings used to water by letting them play in shallow pools. After a few weeks, they are moved to larger barns or pastures. Here, ducks enjoy a density of 6 birds per square metre, while geese have a bit more room at about 4 birds per square metre. They are pretty obedient, so even large farms just need 1 to 2 people to herd them. Geese and ducks are hardy birds that adapt well to various environmental conditions, but they best thrive with access to clean water and foraging for a natural diet. They eat a lot, 1 to 2 pounds of food per day, and always look forward to feeding time. At night, or in adverse weather, geese and ducks are provided with safe shelter to protect them from predators and the cold. Maintaining the health of the flock is very important. Regular veterinary checkups and vaccinations for avian influenza are implemented in order to prevent diseases. Ducks generally reach sexual maturity at 5 to 6 months of age, while geese take a bit longer, at around 9 to 10 months. Farmers provide nesting grounds with clean straw or mesh material to encourage the birds to lay their eggs in designated areas. This makes the eggs cleaner and the collection easier. Ducks can lay eggs daily, while geese lay less frequently, often producing an egg every 1 to 2 days during the laying season. After collection, the eggs are carefully cleaned using dry methods such as brushing or using specialized equipment in order to avoid washing away the protective cuticle. Before the eggs are sent to market or for further processing, they are sorted and graded by size, weight, and quality, using methods such as the traditional candling or automated scanning equipment. If the eggs are to be sold as table eggs, they are passed through an ultrasonic system to detect shell cracks and disinfect them with ultraviolet light. They are then completely dried to prevent bacterial growth before packaging. The eggs are packaged in cartons or trays, with labels that include the type of egg, size, and date of production. Packaged eggs are stored in cool conditions, around 10 to 15 degrees, with controlled humidity to maintain freshness until shipping. To cater to the bakeries and food industry, eggs are also processed into liquid eggs. First, the eggs are thoroughly washed to remove dirt, feathers, and potential contaminants. Then, the eggs are mechanically broken and the contents are separated into egg whites, yolks, or kept whole, depending on the final product requirements. This looks satisfying, doesn't it? The liquid eggs are filtered to remove shell fragments and impurities. They are then homogenized and pasteurized at around 65 degrees Celsius. Pasteurized liquid eggs are packaged in containers under sterile conditions. When it comes to meat production, the focus shifts to breeds known for their large size, rapid growth rate, and high meat quality. A popular choice of goose is the Kolmogory, a Russian breed that weighs an average of 17 pounds per bird. For ducks, it is the Pekin duck, which has a market weight of around 5.5 pounds. Artificial insemination is sometimes used to ensure genetic diversity and maximize fertility rates up to 95%, particularly in large-scale operations. As the birds grow, they are transitioned to grower and finisher feeds. These have a high portion of proteins and carbohydrates in order to promote muscle development. Many farms in Russia use free-range systems, where birds have access to rivers and open pastures. This large farm has 300 ducks and 400 geese, all raised naturally like this. Once the geese and ducks reach the desired weight, usually between 8 and 12 weeks for ducks and 10 and 14 weeks for geese, they are ready for slaughter. In 2023 alone, Russia's duck and goose meat production was worth an impressive £174 million. This plant in Russia takes just 3 hours from processing to packaging a batch of 18,000 ducks and geese. The birds are transported to the slaughterhouse on a cool day, in specially designed crates to minimize heat stress and injuries. At this stage, the poultry is then stunned, either by controlled gas or electrical water bath, in order to render them unconscious. After that, they are bled and scalded in hot water at around 55 degrees. This loosens the feathers, which then allows them to be mechanically plucked. The birds are then eviscerated by all machines to avoid contamination. 6,000 ducks are eviscerated an hour in this factory. Once eviscerated, the carcasses are then thoroughly cleaned to remove any remaining feathers, blood, or contaminants. They are then chilled rapidly in cold water baths or air chilling systems to prevent bacterial growth. After initial processing, the carcasses are further broken down into various cuts of meat. Some geese and ducks are sold whole, either fresh or frozen. Other birds are portioned into cuts such as breasts, thighs, drumsticks, and wings. Every year, this processing plant can produce 55.1 million pounds of duck meat. These cuts are packaged and sold individually or as part of a mixed pack. In 2022, 41.2 million pounds of duck meat and 25.3 million pounds of geese are exported from Russia. Countries in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East are major importers of Russian poultry products. For certain products, meat is deboned and used for processed items like sausages. Vacuum sealing is commonly used to extend the shelf life of fresh and processed meat products for months. Packaging is labelled with information about the product, including the type of meat, weight, and expiration date. Ensuring a continuous cold chain from the farm to the retailer is critical. Russia's duck and goose industry offers a fascinating glimpse into the journey from farm to table. From breeding and raising the birds to meticulously processing, the focus is on quality and sustainability. This not only caters to domestic demand, but positions Russia as a major player in the global poultry market. On the green hills, chickens roam around looking for food. There appear to be no signs of breeding, but in fact, this is a familiar image at commercial chicken farms of Southeast Asian farmers. In today's video, join me on the hilltops and discover how farmers raise millions of chickens on the hills. In Southeast Asia, half of poultry production occurs on medium and large-scale intensive commercial farms. The other half is raised in the farmers' backyards. Among them, a small number of farmers in high mountainous areas take advantage of the land around their homes for grazing. That's why commercial chicken flocks gradually appeared on the hills. Raising chickens on the hills is a new form of farming that has appeared in recent years. It actually comes from the form of raising free-range chickens, but it is developed at a higher level in quantity. You know, consumer demands are getting higher and higher. Running chickens are becoming more and more popular because they have a long farming time and have tough, delicious meat quality. In addition, raising free-range chickens in a biosafety manner will make good use of resources and create large commodity products that can meet consumer needs. At chicken farms, after the eggs hatch, the chicks will be checked to ensure they are healthy and have a high chance of survival. Because the hill grazing model requires chicken breeds to be very healthy and highly resistant. They must ensure the chickens can withstand the heat and potential pathogens in natural environment. After a careful selection process, the chickens will be placed in boxes like this and ready for distribution to breeding facilities. Day-old chicks are brought to the farm by truck. They are still too weak, so farmers will first let the chicks live in barns like this. You can see under the chicks' feet is a layer of rice husks. Farmers use them to dehumidify the barn. Besides, heating bulbs are also prepared for new members of the farm. During this time, the chicks will be kept in a coop with warm air. The chicks grow in the coop for the first 3 to 4 weeks until they grow feathers, walk firmly, and absorb food well. On average, they are fed about 3 times a day with food specifically for chicks. For chickens raised for meat, free range or not, they only live about 6 to 8 weeks, or about 12 weeks on some organic farms. During this time, farmers will try to take care of and promote the weight of the herd to ensure slaughter weight. Food for chickens raised on hills is almost no different from conventional farming. Farmers still use mixed bran according to each stage of development of the chicken flock. From 0 to 4 weeks old, they are fed freely. At the age of 5 weeks or more, farmers will adjust the amount of bran according to the chicken's needs and release the chickens into the hill garden so they can find food. Their goal is that after 4 months of raising, the chicken survival rate reaches 99%. Besides, the average weight of chickens when sold is from 4 ib to 8 ib. Although this is a form of free-range farming, flock farmers also need to invest in barns to block the wind at night and help prevent insects from entering to ensure the health of the chickens, especially during the rainy season. The barn cannot be invested in spaciously, but the barn must still be solid and airy. Of course, they are built close to the grazing area to make things more convenient. Normal poultry farm activities such as bedding, cleaning, and providing water still take place at this farm. In addition, farmers also have to invest in other essential expenses, including the cost of seeds, food, veterinary medicine, electricity, water, and labor. After the growing period in the barn, the chickens will be allowed to roam freely around the house to get used to the natural environment. Here, they are exposed to new food sources such as vegetables and insects in the soil. These chickens can even gather a significant amount of food on their own. By using the method of raising chickens on the hills, chickens are popular and the price is higher, helping farmers' economics improve. To facilitate feeding the chickens, the food storage warehouse is often located near the grazing area. Farmers usually carry food by cart. Each day they bring 2 to 3 bags like this to the chickens. They will be eaten in the barn on rainy days or directly in the grazing hill area like this. In addition to synthetic feed, farmers also make use of available ingredients on the farm such as vegetables and banana stems to feed the chickens. After picking, they put everything in a blender. When everything is pureed like this, the chicken can eat it. This is considered a supplementary feed for chickens to help farmers reduce the cost of buying synthetic feed. However, it is made from fresh vegetables, so it can only be used for a short time. That's why this work must happen every day. For breeding chickens, it takes about 5 to 6 months for chickens to reach a good reproductive level. Chickens breed in the spring and summer months. Typically, egg laying is stimulated by extended daylight hours during warm months. However, artificial lights placed in the chicken coop can trigger the hen's egg-laying response throughout the year. Most hens start laying eggs when they are about 18 to 20 weeks old. Healthy chickens will lay eggs regularly and reliably throughout the first 2 to 3 years of their lives. This means you can have up to 245 eggs per year from just one chicken. After that, egg production will begin to gradually decrease. More specifically, when chickens reach about 12 to 18 months of age, their laying rate decreases. At this time, farmers can save money by sending them to slaughter and raising another batch of chickens to replace them. Every morning, besides harvesting eggs, farmers also open the barn door to let the chickens out into the garden. Their grazing day takes place from morning to evening. Except at feeding times, farmers usually do not participate in excessive grazing. This means that the chickens can walk, run, jump, and dig in the garden comfortably. Meanwhile, farmers will focus on doing other work on the farm. The thing that takes the most time is usually preparing the food. Usually grind corn kernels and mix food with green vegetables like this. This mixture includes pureed banana stem, bran, and synthetic food. This seemingly simple job takes up about 2 to 3 hours of a farmer's day. The main purpose of grazing is not to find food, but to give chickens a natural living environment. increasing growth and quality. In fact, the amount of food chickens find does not provide too many nutrients. Therefore, every day farmers will provide 2 meals like this. This flock of chickens is 4 months and 15 days old. They are mainly fed corn kernels to maintain their weight. In about 2 weeks, they will be released to the market. These big and fat chickens are the result of the hard work of farmers on this farm. However, sometimes fat chicken is not a good thing. Nowadays, the top priority of the purchasing market is strong, supple chickens. We return to the story of grazing on the hills. You see, although farming on hills like this is quite difficult for farmers, it produces products that suit the tastes of consumers. Closing the journey of discovery today, you see, the life of chickens raised in the hills offers a natural and wholesome experience. It is the result of harmony between traditional farming processes and the diversity of the natural environment.